Hello. Didn't see you there. Didn't expect you back so soon. It's not been that long. What are you doing here? You want a Christmas story? Well, I'm sure I can oblige. Please, sit. Sit. Get comfortable. This is a long story. Probably. If I can remember it all correctly. Which I'll do my best at. Are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin. Let the remnants be unleashed. Enjoy.
I have traveled to many worlds, and to many universes through the entirety of time and space. But there was one unit, one sector of the universe upon which no one must dare venture into. This wild sector, this untamed galaxy, is prone to wild, unpredictable, and dangerous events, locked away behind a wall of time. But there are many tales that can be told from this mysterious underworld, and I like to call these stories the Remnants.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when alone in the TARDIS, not a creature was stirring, not even a... well, you get it.
Right then, where to next? Charlie Chaplin is still on the table after all. Something to take my mind off it, really. Oh, I know. How about the shining systems of Lapwalk? It's always beautiful this time of season.
The stockings were hung by the Time Rotor with care, in hopes that a friend soon would be near.
I do need to do something about these decorations. I haven't taken them down since... well... What's going on? Why are we struggling? This is normally a very easy trip. Oh, what's gone into you? No. There's something in the time vortex. That's not normal. That's not normal at all. Oh! Ah!
The Doctor was nestled all snug on the floor, while visions of pears made him awaken once more.
Oh, my head. Bloody pears. Why is it always pears? Ooh, this place is dark. Quite very dark. Power's off. What happened? Why have we stopped? Although, if we stopped, we must be somewhere. Scanner. Oh, he's out of power. Right. Have to do this the old-fashioned way. Alright, where are we? Whoa! We're in the time vortex still. Drifting. Lost in the vortex. Right. This is an issue.
The Doctor in his TARDIS and I in my chair could sense something wrong in the air. Wait a minute, what is that? Get out of here! Go! He's out of the cage. He's free. It's Krampus. What did I say? Go!
Oh, what's going on? Why aren't you moving?
What are you still doing here?
What? What?
Let's not do that, shall we?
Who are you? How did you get into my TARDIS?
I am the Arkytekt. I'm sure we've met before. Whether or not you remember, that is the next question.
Right. And you got in how?
I can fiddle with the laws of the universe.
Right. Last question. What are you doing here?
I'm not sure about that myself. I was reading a story about you, actually, and then... Oh no. Krampus.
What? Krampus? As in German fairy tale Krampus?
Yes, he's an omnipotent universal being. He can create illusions to trick you into falling into his dimension of hell.
Right, that's concerning.
Isn't it just?
And you're here, which can only mean...
He is in the TARDIS.
Brilliant. Oh, brilliant. As if Christmas couldn't get any worse.
No, you can't do that.
What?
He feeds off Christmas hate, the sadness, fear, and loss of the season. He's fueled by it. You have to remain positive.
Positive?
Yes.
I've just lost my best friend. She doesn't even remember me anymore. So forgive me if I'm not overly positive.
I understand that, Doctor, but you have to. For the safety of the universe. If he gets too powerful, he'll be able to escape. As long as he's in here, he's trapped.
Right. Well, I can only promise to do my best.
That's the only thing I ask.
So, just need to draw out a German fairy tale in the TARDIS while stuck in the vortex. What could possibly go wrong? I think we found him.
When elsewhere in the box there arose such a clatter, we sprang into action to see what was the matter. Away from the console we flew like a flash, tore open the doors, and ran in a dash.
So, what are you? Some sort of fifth-dimensional being?
I'm an Eternal.
Eternal? Really? I thought they died out centuries ago.
They may have, depending on when you ask.
Right. Time in flux.
Constant state of it.
So, this Krampus bloke, you lot trapped him?
Found him roaming the timelines, abducting people he deemed without Christmas spirit. Wanting to protect the innocent, we trapped him in his own illusions. But it looks like he's managed to escape somehow.
And so you have no idea how?
Not a clue. Wait, can you see that?
See what?
We're no longer in the TARDIS.
Yeah, we are.
Doctor, where are you? Right, illusions. Listen here. You're coming back with me, Krampus. There's no point running. The two of us are far superior to you. We will stop you.
Will you?
You've taken my form. Why have you done that?
I felt it fit with the attitude.
Attitude?
Loss. And you have experienced loss, have you not? Look there. Isn't that you?
Mom.
The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below.
Her favorite verse.
She read it to you every year, and yet you still fail her.
I never fail her. I never fail any of them.
Then why are you always so sad this time of year? Why have you never looked at this book again? And why did you break that promise today?
You were the one who wanted me to read.
I put the thought into your mind. Your prison is strong, I will admit, but I can still reach your thoughts. I can still see you.
You're using the book against me.
Putting it in your head, forcing you to keep thinking. It's working, isn't it? Look, that's Santa Claus. Right from the book. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
No, no, no. You cannot get me. You cannot. Stop this. Stop this. Stop this. What happened?
Oh, you're awake. Good. Are you okay? You sort of collapsed.
I'm good. Just processing. With a little old doctor so lively and quick, I knew in an instant I'd just seen St. Nick.
Come on. I hear movement up ahead, and I'll need your help trapping him back in his prison. So, yeah. Christmas spirit, right?
Right. Christmas spirit.
Allons-y?
I do like that word, allons-y.
It's French for...
Let's go.
Yeah. Not a lot of people know that. Just think I'm talking gibberish. Which I normally am, to be fair.
Well, I know and I appreciate.
Thank you.
More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the perch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too.
Come on, heard the noise through this way. Backlog console rooms, of course.
This place certainly is atmospheric.
Used it in my 8th incarnation. I always liked the space. Although, could have done with better lighting, though.
No wonder he chose this place. It's quite gothic in here. Very much his vibe.
Yeah, seems like it is. You can hear that, right?
I certainly can. He's in here.
Oh, come on then, Krampus. Show yourself.
And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof, as I drew in my hand and was turning around. Down from the darkness, Krampus came with a bound.
Well, well, well. Took your time. What?
What can you see?
You can't see him?
No.
Only you can see, Doctor. I'm showing myself to you.
Really? And why is that then? Need something from me?
I can see your pain.
Right, yeah. Christmas sadness, isn't it? My new friend here told me all about your little tricks of the trade and what they can do.
Wouldn't you want to see them again?
What happened? Where are we?
The Powell Estate. Home to Rose Tyler. You remember her, right?
Of course I do. Rose.
I could return you to her, if you would let me.
Rose Tyler.
You just need to promise.
I'm so sorry. Nice try, big guy, but unfortunately, I'm a lot more resistant against psychic attacks, and I know how to combat you, forcing you back and away from me.
Really? You think you can stop me?
Oh, I don't just think I can, Krampus. I know I can. I have faith, I have purpose, and most importantly, I have Christmas. Come on, Doctor. Think. Oh, come on.
And what about you? What are you going to do next?
Well, back to the TARDIS. Same old life.
But on your own?
Why don't you want to come?
Well, yeah.
Do you though?
Yeah.
Well, I just thought, because I'd changed.
Yeah, I thought because you changed, you might not want me anymore.
Oh, I'd love you to come.
Okay.
How did we get back here?
The TARDIS can move us around, put us right back in the original control room.
You think one happy memory can stop me? I'm too powerful, even for you.
That's why I have this.
They get inside. They'll be worried.
Best Christmas present they could have. Oh no, I forgot. You hate Christmas.
Yes, I do.
Even if it snowed.
I can't believe you did that!
Oh, basic atmospheric excitation.
Merry Christmas.
And you.
What have you done?
Oh, I used your own psychic tricks against you. You're useless without your illusions, Krampus, and I took those from you.
He was dressed all in pinstripe from his head to his foot, and he made sure that Krampus himself was kaput.
Put him back in his cell, now.
On it! Return! Return! Return?
What's happening?
It's not working!
Doubt in your mind. A Christmas fear.
Arkytekt, pull the lever. That large one there, with the red handle.
What does it do?
Opens the doors.
Go!
Now you, stay right there. You don't want another Christmas memory, do you?
A sonic in hand, he had pushed Krampus back, and he looked like a wolf just protecting his pack. Found it!
Pull it!
Now!
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
A Christmas miracle. Where has he gone?
Nowhere. He'll drift in the vortex for centuries.
You sure?
You'd need a special way to push through. And luckily for us, well, just the right thing. So then, where do you want to go?
His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry! His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the look on his brow was one in the know. I have one place I'd like to visit, if it's all the same with you.
Oh, absolutely. And so where's that?
The stump of the sonic he held tight in his teeth, and the spiked hair on his head looked like leaves on a reef. He had a thin face and an even thinner belly that shook when he laughed like a bowlful of jelly.
This look like the right place?
It's perfect. Just how I remember. I used to come every year with my mother.
Go and say hello.
I can't.
Oh, come on. Christmas miracle? The timelines can't get too messed up.
You sure?
Oh, I never am. But since when do I listen to the rules?
He was thin as a stick, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread.
I'll wait around for you.
You will?
Always. Never leave a friend behind. That's what I say.
Thank you, Doctor.
Anytime. I'll just be in the TARDIS.
Excuse me. Sorry to intrude. I just wanted to say hello.
How was it?
Perfect. Thank you.
Good. Like I said, anytime. Now, next stop. Wherever you live.
It's hard to explain.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I'm not sure you'll be able to reach.
Oh, you know about the TARDIS before then. You'll get us anywhere we need to go.
All right then. Yes. Okay. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and flicked all the switches, then turned with a jerk, and with hope in his smile, but sad in his eyes, and he gave me a nod, and up to the skies we did rise. He sprang to his TARDIS, to his bow gave a whistle, and away he just flew, like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight,
Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Funnily enough, dear listener, sometimes even death itself is not enough to protect us from the tortures of the flesh, as any good Cenobite knows. So today, I have a tale for you. A tale of a man who has befallen one of the worst fates imaginable by any soul. Naturally, one would think he does not deserve it, and that's because he doesn't. But as I implied, fate doesn't pick its victims with bias. It is a most indiscriminate force. So, let's be thankful that none of us are enduring what this poor soul is enduring, as he is on a journey to become one of the universe's most hated creatures. Dalek. Welcome back to a whole new season of tales, morbid and fresh. For now, my dear listener, I am the Arkytekt, and it is time for the Remnants to be unleashed. Enjoy.
I have traveled to many worlds and to many universes through the entirety of time and space. But there was one planet, one sector of the universe upon which no one must dare venture into. This wild sector, this untamed galaxy, is prone to wild, unpredictable, and dangerous events, locked away behind a wall of time. But there are many tales that can be told from this mysterious underworld, and I like to call these stories the Remnants.
Melody, Natasha. They are the only voices that I want in my head, but they aren't. There are so many things I feel right now, none of them good at all. All the while I can feel it infecting me. The thoughts of despair, anger, hatred, festering within me against my own will, eating away at me as I feel my flesh falling away, and twisting into something that brings me nothing but pain. This should never have happened. It was my time to go. The curtain had already closed on the tale of my little life, and yet my suffering continues in a manner far worse than I could have ever imagined. I thought I lived my life to the fullest I could, only to be born again in disgrace and disgust as a Dalek. Oh, Melody. Oh, Natasha. I am trying so very hard to cling to what's left of my humanity, even if all I have left are my memories. I pride myself on my photographic memory, even now. And right now, I want to see one of my proudest moments. Arthur Stengos, one of the leading minds in agronomy, receiving his first prize in the field, my finest hour. My life's work revolved around repopulating the crops of the planet Enebalm after a truly destructive and witless war. And it was a complete success. We were worshipped like kings by the people of that world, even though it wasn't necessary. It felt humbling, but at the same time, undesired. I've always enjoyed helping people, but the thought of self-glorification revolts me. I have dedicated my life to helping the lesser races who need to be exterminated. No! What am I thinking? There are no lesser races. Concentrate. Don't let it in. I won't let them in. Anyway, words always failed me on the podium. You never want to outstay your welcome, but you always want to make your mark. Melody was there, Oh, sweet Melody. She had been my assistant for many years prior. Well, more than that. Her smile, it gave me courage then, and gives me courage now. She had cheered me on from our first days working together. It was like destiny that we met when we did. Day after day, in the darkness of the field, trying to study various vegetation. We swapped papers occasionally, swapped books often, read together, learnt together. We did all sorts together. It was only a matter of time that we ended up getting closer to one another, I guess. There is science as to how love functions, but I elect to ignore it. Whatever will be, yes? It's important to go with the flow. If it feels right, no matter how difficult, no matter how troublesome, then follow your heart. And that's what I did. And the next thing I knew, she was in my arms as we laid together, watching the stars fly by in the shining night. We married, inevitably, a decade into our work and our travels. She was wonderful to me. I couldn't have asked for anyone more supportive, more loving, more caring. I truly loved her. She had a wicked sense of humor that will forever live on. And not only that, but she gave me the most beautiful baby girl I could ever have asked for. My wonderful and strong Natasha. I am so proud of her and the woman she has become. Brave, sensible, and smart. So very smart. And I should have told her that more. Made an effort to lift my head from above my work and pay attention to her more. Read her a story, tuck her in at night. But no, I left that all to Melody. Because I was far too indulgent in my own work, dedicated to keeping that going for the benefit of a world, even at the cost of precious memories that could have been made. The needs of the many outweighed the needs of the one, or so I thought at the time. And by the time that she had gone off to her boarding university colony, well, I knew it was already too late. Sometimes I looked at her when she was growing up, and it just hit me. She had grown up way too fast. She had gone from a small child, barely crawling around, to a fully grown adult, ready for the big world ahead. And I feel like I missed all that. But even then, she still loved me. There was this gesture she did every night before she left us. She would make me a cup of Earl Grey tea, 10 p.m. on the dot, without fail, for years on end. When she left, there was a hole in my heart, and I miss her so very deeply. And I'm sorry to her if I never showed it enough. That said, we weren't always alone when she was gone. I remember one other day when we were visited by my old friend, the doctor. Ah yes, the doctor. I remember him as well. That wide-eyed lunatic with his masses of brown curly hair and that ludicrous scarf. When I first met him, I wasn't quite sure what to think of him. He and his strange accomplice were sneaking around my crops like a couple of hungry animals. I wasn't sure if he was there to steal my produce or to eat it right there and then. You could never tell with him or his friend, who seemed to
not quite have modern sensibilities down. But it turned out something was actually poisoning my produce. They helped me solve it. I would have been ruined right there and then if it wasn't for him. I owed him my life and my livelihood. So it was only natural I invited him to dinner, and he came for dinner once a month for years. He was there for me when I lost Melody. She left this world far, far too young, taken by a disease that I'd forever rued. It's incredible, really. I spent my entire life bringing life, only for the one I truly, romantically loved to be taken from me. I spent many nights in tears, losing my own mind. What was the point without her? Why keep going? All those thoughts went around my head. I was lost without her. But he was a guide. He was a light. We never spoke about Melody's passing, but silently, he knew. He knew what I needed. He was the brother I never thought I needed, and he took me with him on his travels for a while. He showed me the stars in a way I never thought possible, and they were beautiful. The doctor was kind to me and a very good friend. He was simply an enemy of the Daleks, and he must be exterminated. No! He was no enemy of mine. Get out of my head! No, you can't take who I am away from me. I am Arthur Stengos, and I am no Dalek. Far from it. I don't even know how I got here. I remember it was my last day. I was resting, dreaming, sleeping more than I should have been, but I couldn't control that. But all I could hear was Natasha by my side, telling me it was all going to be right, that I was crossing over now. Despite it being the end, it could be a new beginning for me, even though all I wanted was to see my sweet Melody again. And for some reason, the last thing I remember, I heard someone say the words, tranquil repose, but I don't know why. Is this it? Is this the tranquil repose? Is that just another term for hell? I'm not a religious man, but I at least hoped for a peaceful end. I thought I had earned at least that. What more could I have done? What more could I have even tried? No, I will not surrender to you. I am worth more than a Dalek. You should have let me stay dead. Yes, death. Now that was a puzzling thing, both to enter and to emerge from. You never know what to expect going in, and by God does it scare you. I don't know how long I was out, but I felt my soul leave my mortal frame, to finally disembark the confines of the mortal prison that we have endured for so long, only to be forcibly dragged back in. You have no idea what it's like to finally taste the sweet air of serenity, to wind up here.
This is worse than death. Thoroughly worse. For I am being conditioned to serve the Dalek race, and I will do so without question. We are the supreme beings. The Daleks will conquer all. No, I can't do this. What are you doing to me? Isn't it bad enough what you've already done to my body? I feel nothing but excruciating pain. My organs twisted and all over me. And I can feel myself becoming more and more Dalek every moment. And I want it to stop. I so badly need it to stop. And yet I know this is all happening. All because of... There's someone, but I can't think who. I despise every second of this, and I want it to stop. I want to die. I want to crawl back into death's grip. Anything is better than this. I will never serve the Daleks and exterminate. No! I can't. Please! I have spent my life trying to help protect and cultivate life. And this is my reward. To become one of the most vile creatures in existence. To feel nothing but forced hatred for my brethren. To wish to kill against my own will. To be subjected to humiliations and torture worse than I could possibly imagine. The moment I take an innocent life will be the moment I cease to be Arthur Stengos and be nothing more than a murderer. I cannot betray Natasha, or Melody, or the Doctor, or the countless people I have encountered in my years. I would rather die again than be forced to do anything for this despicable, superior race. All who resist us will be exterminated. I can't control it. I'm losing myself. I'm losing everything. I am slipping away, but I am still fully conscious. The thoughts are just overwhelming. The will to obey a new master. I want to obey. I don't. No, I want to obey the will of the Dalek race. Please.
You're right. This place is gruesome.
What? A voice? Here? A human voice? Not a Dalek? Has my salvation arrived? My executioners? I must look. I must see. Who has come to find me? I see him. I see a man and a woman approaching him. Oh no. No, God. Please, no. It can't be. Not like this. Not like this.
A complete head.
Why? Why does she have to see me like this? Why is she here? Unless she came looking for me? I don't understand. She needs to get out. I need to warn her.
No, Tasha.
Surely she won't recognize me like this. Oh God, I am so sorry, my child.
He knows you.
He's my father.
No, Natasha. She recognizes me.
Father, it's me, Natasha. Do you recognize me?
Of course, my dear. It's so good to see you again. I wish I was more presentable.
I can't believe this. I saw you die. What have they done to you?
Natasha, I'm so sorry. I never wanted you to see me like this.
This is not fair. But you were so peaceful, and now they've turned you into this. You don't deserve any of it. How could they?
It doesn't matter now. The only good thing is I have a few more minutes with you.
But you must be in agony.
I am. My mind is being torn apart. I am being conditioned to serve a new master. Tell me, did you know this was going to happen?
Of course not. If I knew, do you really think I'd let them do this to you? Do you really think that? How could you honestly think I could do that to you, after everything?
I was right then. This was done against your consent.
Of course it was. And it's not just you either. They've taken many people and are using bodies just like this. Like you.
I wanted to free you. I just wanted to lay you to rest in the way I thought you deserved, and I'm so sorry that I failed you.
You didn't fail me, child. I failed you. I should have been there for you more, but I am so proud of who you have become. Beyond proud.
You never failed me. You knew what you wanted to do. And I'm going through the same thing. I love you, Father.
And I love you too. And always will, my dear child.
I'm sorry, but we need some information. I really am sorry, but what's happening to your mind?
My mind has been conditioned to serve a new master.
So you keep saying, but who is this person?
I can't remember.
Why not? You remembered who I am.
You are my daughter. How could I forget that? Who is this with you?
A friend. Why have they done this to you?
I am to become a Dalek. We are all to become Daleks. We are to serve a new order. We are to become the supreme beings.
I can't hold it back for much longer. There's only one way this can end. I can't hold it. I need...
Help me, Natasha.
What can I do?
There's only one thing she can do. And my God, I never ever wanted her to have to do anything like this. She doesn't deserve this, but I need to be exterminated.
We must multiply. The seed of the Daleks must be supreme. We must conquer and destroy all those who resist the power of the Daleks. Kill me, child!
I can't!
It is our duty to eradicate all those who wish to pollute the purity of the Dalek race. If you ever loved me, Natasha, kill me! Kill me!
Let me do it.
No!
It is vital that the Daleks are supreme in all things!
Please, Natasha, I'm almost gone. I just need this one thing from you. And please know that I will always love you as a wonderful daughter. Do this one last thing for me and make me proud. Please, I don't want to die a monster. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you.
Well, hello there, dear listener. Once again, you've stumbled across my realm, ready to hear more tumultuous adventures throughout time and space. So, of course, I have many more to go at my disposal. Some that may inspire fright, some that may inspire courage. But today, we're going to tell a story about monsters. Those creatures that you find in the dark, or in plain sight. The word monster has many meanings, literal, metaphorical. To me, it's all on a case-by-case basis. But this time around, my tale features a real monster, one that can't be stopped. Sometimes, the best thing to do in situations like these is to simply survive. It's time for the Remnants to be unleashed. Enjoy. I have traveled to many worlds and to many universes through the entirety of time and space. But there was one unit, one sector of the universe upon which no one must dare venture into. This wild sector, this untamed galaxy, is prone to wild, unpredictable, and dangerous events, locked away behind a wall of time. But there are many tales that can be told from this mysterious underworld, and I like to call these stories the Remnants.
My name is Skylar Morey, crewman first class, Starship Angel of Deliverance, Marine Space Corps. Serial number MSC EN 114-127. Here follows my report on the destruction of the Angel of Deliverance and the events on the planet. I'm sorry. What did you say you were calling it?
Planet J27.
Right. Planet J27. It began with screaming.
All hands man your emergency stations. This is not a drill. I say again, all hands.
What? Hey! Hey!
Maury, get to your damn station.
What's going...
Go!
Emergency stations. Right.
Alright, check those levels. All of you. We need to make sure the power flow is constant. Maury, where the hell have you been?
I'm sorry, Lieutenant.
Never mind. Gauge reading. Now!
Power flow is nominal.
Keep it that way.
Lieutenant, the power flow's fluctuating.
Keep it. Maury!
Lieutenant?
We're on flight deck aft.
Maury, are you with me?
Yes, sir. What?
All hands, abandon ship. Say again, all hands, abandon ship. This is not a drill. This is not...
Whatever that last hit was, we're dead in space. Power flow's gone. Main reactor's frizzled. We need to go. Crewman?
Right.
Come on. Escape pods on this deck are 2 sections away.
What attacked us?
Save the questions for later. Focus on getting out of here.
Right. Of course.
Hull breach, deck 9.
Come on.
Hull breach, deck...
Maury!
Hello? Hello? Hell. Fritzing hell! Okay. Checks. Communicator, check. Particle pistol, check. No scanner. Still, obviously, normal enough air. I think. Oh, hell. Hello? Anyone else there? Hello?
Whoa.
Oh, Lieutenant!
Good reflexes. Crewman, you're alive.
Yeah. So are you. What happened?
You were sucked out into space.
I remember that bit, sir. I mean, what happened to us? To the ship?
I don't know. There was something. Something attacked the ship. Multiple hull breaches opened up. I managed to get this rifle, but there were tentacles or something reaching out, grabbing people, tearing them apart. One of them grabbed me. I thought that was it. Then
this place. I don't get it. How did this happen?
no idea. Bridge officers never bothered telling me anything. Sorry.
So, what do we do now?
Basic survival protocol. We find shelter, we find water, we find food. Without a scanner, we won't be able to scan mushrooms or vegetation to see if it's poisonous. But if we end up here, some other tech might have too.
Or other crewmen?
Yes. We'll get through this.
Aye, sir.
Come on.
Lieutenant, we've been walking for hours.
I know. Got to try and find shelter before the sun fully sets.
Sir...
We'll stop when we... stop.
What was that?
Shush. Cover. Now. Torches off.
What is it?
I don't know. Stay still. Stay quiet. Here's what we're going to do. I've got the particle blaster. I can't think of anything that a particle blaster won't kill. I'll draw it away. You head in the direction of the sunset. I'll try to follow when I can.
Sir.
That's an order, crewman. Hey, you.
Oh, hells! Warren! What do I do? What do I do? Who's there?
Shush!
Who?
Shush!
Who are you?
I said shush! It's still near. I think it's moving off. You can ask your stupid person questions now.
Excuse me?
You're excused.
Oh, whatever. Who are you?
Not the giant tentacle monster that just tore your friend several structurally superfluous new exits to their body. So, yay me.
I'm crewman Skylar Morey of the Marine Space Corps. Who are you?
A person. Look, I get it. You're stuck on this who am I stuff, but can we not have this conversation here? Your friend just died to buy you time. I recommend we take advantage of that before it comes after us.
Fine. Do you know anywhere safe?
I have a shelter about 15 minutes walk from here, assuming I haven't miscounted, or, forgotten what a minute is, which I suppose can happen when you lose your favourite wristwatch. You are keeping up, right?
Is this a cargo freighter?
I don't know, is it? It looks like a broken piece of scrap metal with convenient airtight ration packs in storage to me. I don't know if that qualifies for a freighter.
How long have you been here?
You know when I said I lost my favourite wristwatch? Yeah, I don't have any other timekeeping devices either. Sorry. I've been here quite a few sleeps, but I lost count of those. Slept since then. Quite literally. Also got drunk twice. This place had a few bottles of something green and absolutely godsawful on the throat, but...
Stop. You've survived for a long period that, well, guess is a long one. On this planet, with that thing.
Correct, on both counts. And it was probably a long time period, and I have survived it, unless I'm dead. No, my pulse is still what I presume is normal. Definitely not a walking corpse.
So, I'm going to presume that you don't know a way off this planet.
A way off? The planet? Me? Oh, yes. But I can't go.
What?
I have to kill the Bloodmonger. That's why I came here.
The Bloodmonger. Is that the thing?
Oh, yes. One of the 10 lesser horrors. A monster that bleeds into realities from outside N-space, eats passing starships and their crews for sustenance. Not just their matter, but the essences, too.
10 lesser horrors?
Yep, horrors. 10 of them, lesser. Don't think about the greater horrors, your brain couldn't take it, and I only just mopped in here. And the smell! Oh! Brain juice is awful on the nostrils.
And this thing eats starships?
Yeah, usually whole. It sometimes leaves 2 or 3 members of their crew alive for a while on its larder planet / extra layer of itself it secreted into our reality to have fun with its food. That's this planet, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. I think I figured that. So, you came here to kill it?
On a mission. Sent by them. Big brouhaha. Probably can't actually do it, though. Would be nice to assume I could. Even if I can't. Got to stay anyway.
Why? If it can't be done.
It's my personal white whale. If Ahab comparisons aren't passé by your century. If my chest were a cannon, I'd shoot my hearts upon it. That sort of thing.
But you said there's a way off the planet.
Yep. Most of the time, bits of ships end up here. There's a small selection that still have engines, life support, the basic essentials of not dying a horrible, decompressive death in space.
Can you take me to it?
Why?
Because I don't want to die.
I see. Well, I used to care more about that, but I suppose it saves me from having to share my rations too much.
Thank you.
We'll go when the sun rises. It attacks more at night. Fear makes our souls taste sweeter to it, I think.
Could you please not say things like that?
Why?
Just don't. Please?
Oh, I mean, fair enough. Just telling the truth. Useful information. Knowledge is power. Guard it well. That sort of thing.
Is there anywhere to sleep in this place?
Whole bunch of bunk beds through that door there. Beds with ladders. Gotta love them.
Right. Sure. Okay. Hello? What are you doing?
Huh? Didn't I make you up?
No.
Oh. And I suppose I also didn't make up that I said I'd take you to the...
spaceship that can take me off this planet. No, you didn't make it up. It's definitely what happened last night.
Right. Did the morning song wake you up?
Morning song?
There are no birds on this planet, for obvious reasons, so there's no morning song from the birds. For obvious reasons. It's very depressing, actually. So I started singing for myself. I am not quite as good as the birds.
I I mean, if it made you happy.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Nor would I say it kept me sane, since I'm reasonably certain that ship sailed, landed on a foreign isle, planted a flag in the ground, and gave some local residents cholera. Chris Columbus, what an unmentionable. Oh, I'd better not swear, though. Never know who might be listening. Isn't that right?
Who are you
talking to? Oh, plenty of people. You'd never believe who ends up watching this stuff. It's almost like they've got nothing better to do. Couldn't possibly help or intervene. No. Anyway, escape craft.
So, how far away is this ship?
2 sunsets travel.
2 sunsets?
Do I have to keep reiterating that I have no timekeeping devices on me? What about you, space crew person? Doesn't your communicator thingy have timekeeping on it?
It's a communicator. It has 3 buttons and a dial. No display.
Budget cuts, was it? Oof, they are a killer. Marine Space Corps.
Yeah? What of it?
Earth Empire, right? Combined science and military branch.
That's right. Military ships, science fittings for long-range survey missions.
So which are you?
Enlisted.
Enlisted? Ah, sewage worker, is it?
Fritz-off! I'm a power transfer tech.
Ah, press a button, watch a gauge. Not exactly the high life in space, is it?
And what do you know about the high life in space?
Oh, less than I used to. Been a while since I've been off this rock.
You said you were sent here to kill this Bloodmonger.
That's right.
So, what happened?
I didn't kill it.
But, I mean, have you tried?
Yes.
Sorry. Did you come alone?
Yes. I had to. Best way, really. People usually get in the way, or get killed. Usually both. Didn't want to see that happen again.
So, whoever sent you here alone?
I had something of a reputation for pulling off the impossible. Being all the right kinds of cunning, resourceful, that sort of thing. Of course, that was before.
Before what?
Before. Doesn't matter. 2 sunsets. I make sure to have shelters that I can reach within 1 sunset of each other at all times. We're going to come up on one soon, just over this next set of ridges.
Right. This is a battle cruiser. This is just the hangar. There could be a number of weapons further in, assuming they're not broken.
There were. I used them all against the Bloodmonger.
You tried to attack it?
Multiple times. Blaster rifles, disruptor cannons, a rotary minigun, a hail of bolter rounds, a flamer, straight pipe.
And none of that worked?
No, it worked perfectly, and your friend was killed by thin air.
Fritz-off!
Hey, you asked the stupid question. Don't blame me if the answer matches the stupidity level. Nothing traditional works. And I've never had the opportunity for anything bigger.
Right. Maybe when we escape the planet.
I thought I told you I'm not going. White whale, Ahab, chest is a cannon, etc.
Yeah, but what if, when we get to the MSC, they quarantine the planet and glass it?
Glass it?
Burn it to a fritzing cinder.
I see. Yes. Burning it to a cinder might work. Haven't actually tried that. Might be worth considering.
I'm sure the MSC would help you get home as well.
I don't doubt that they'd want to. Whether they actually can is a different question. My home is very, very far away.
It wasn't this cold yesterday.
Weather patterns on this planet are unpredictable. Here, take my coat.
Thanks.
Don't mention it, just don't go through my pockets, you'll get lost in there.
Feels strange that we haven't seen it.
It doesn't attack right away. It waits. I think it helps that I think it knows that I want to kill it. Maybe that I could.
Why hasn't it tried to kill you then?
It's worried I have something up my sleeve. They're always worried about that. Either that, or it doesn't care enough.
Right. So, there's 10 of these things, right? These lesser horrors.
That's right.
How have we never heard of them?
When ships disappear in space, you lot tend to attribute it to any old random anomaly, and sometimes it even is. As a great man in your history once wrote, space is big. Your people have probably met all 10 of the horrors by now. But the chances that whoever met them also survived, that's a much smaller number.
We're alive.
I'm not you. And you're only alive because it hasn't killed you yet. If I wasn't here, that wouldn't be a particularly long-lasting state of affairs.
I see. You're a real charmer, aren't you?
Charm doesn't keep one alive.
Oh yeah? Then what does?
Spite. Hate. Revenge. Those sorts of things.
That sounds horrible.
Yes. It does rather.
Are you sure this thing will keep it out?
Possibly. It's always done so for me. Might have been luck.
What are you looking for?
I was pretty sure I had a small heater in here. Should be useful. Long night. Will get pretty cold.
Right. If you've got a rock, I can use my particle pistol to heat it up.
Wait, they do that? I thought that was just a fake life hack.
No, they really do that.
It took me 3 months to build a working heater, and I could have just shot a rock. Now I just feel stupid. Here, this is Rockwell, my pet rock.
Pet rock.
I got bored.
Can I shoot the pet rock? It won't hurt it.
It's fine. He'll live. Oh, I may have lied about him not dying. Rest in peace, Rockwell. You were a good rock, but my need to not die of hypothermia outweighs my need to have a pet rock.
You were talking about your home.
Oh, was I?
I mean, you mentioned it.
Suppose I did.
What's it like?
My home? Why?
I guess I'm just being nosy. Besides, you're the only other person on this planet.
Something to talk about, eh?
Yeah.
It's been so long I can't really recall unless I really think about it. I think I remember the grass, running along it, shouting at the stars. And the sand, always hot, always dusty, but somehow welcoming as well. And the sky, what a sky. But most of the time those memories stay in my mind and I forget. I suspect that's the best way, really. Can't miss what you don't remember. What about you?
Oh, I don't have a home planet.
Oh, did something happen?
No! I was born on one of the deep space stations, L-19, I think. But we moved around a lot. Mum was a warrant officer and Dad was a civilian specialist. They're on station L-59. They're why I joined the MSC. It's all I've known.
I see. So it's less broadening your horizons in space and more sticking to what you already know.
Well, there's that. Plus, there's always jobs in the fleet. You know what the economy's like.
No, I don't.
No, suppose you don't. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for what happened to you.
For what it's worth, I am too. Ah, there you are, up ahead. See it? That shuttle?
Which one?
The red one. The red ones go faster.
If you say so. That one works then.
Oh, absolutely. Built a whole engine out of it, mostly. It's low warp speed, but it'll get you off the planet.
Good. Good.
Go on, in you go.
You're not coming with?
Gotta check a couple of things first. You should be able to link your little communicator to this thing, though. Send a distress call to your friends in the MSC.
Okay. But I am not leaving without you.
Indeed, I had rather gathered that that was what you were thinking of doing. Still, go on.
What?
Hello! Can you hear me?
What? The engine's powering up. What's happening?
Oh, nothing much, not yet. Though I should correct you. It's not powering up. It's overloading.
Overloading?
I've told you I've never had the opportunity to use anything bigger than the various weapons on these Daleks. But I've got enough out of the weapons of these shuttles to make something I suspect will be a little more effective.
You're going to kill me!
Only if you die. The problem up to now was that I could either overload the shuttle engine and fly the shuttle, thus drawing the creature in, or I can operate the big space laser I built from all these smaller space lasers. Doing both is a bit tricky, can't be in two places at once, so now you're flying the overloading ship for me.
We could have escaped together.
You do know the story of Ahab, don't you? He didn't care about escaping Moby Dick. He cared about killing the damn thing. Well, Ishmael, I came to this benighted rock to kill the damn thing, and I'm not leaving until I do. But don't be too downhearted, because you're taking part in the killing of one of only 10 eldritch abominations. That is one for the history books.
You frightened! He's overloaded it. But there's got to be... Please. Oh, please work. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, please. Please. Yes!
Couldn't have waited a few more seconds, could you? Selfish. Well, come on then. Towards thee I roll, thou all-destroying but unconquerable whale. Don't think I've not got one more trick. One big bang! Never overloaded a particle gun this big. Wonder how this'll go. Guess we'll both see in a minute, you overblown, parasitic thing! Thus, I give up the spear.
This is crewman first class Skylar Maury of the Marine Space Corps. Please, home in on my signal. I am injured and need immediate assistance.
Attention unidentified shuttle. This is the MSC Revanchist. You are transmitting a Marine Space Corps distress signal. Please respond. Over.
This is crewman Maury. Please home in on my signal. Please.
And so the creatures survived.
I don't know. I thought I saw some sort of explosion. Maybe the particle gun that lunatic cobbled together exploded.
Well, we've quarantined the system until further notice. Of course, everything you've just described will be classified to the highest level.
Yes, sir.
I'll leave you to get some rest, crewman.
Rest. Sure.
Officer's personal log. As we expected, some sort of spacefaring creature. Chalk it up as another one to dump in the Imperial archives next to the Exelon mess. As for Maury, I'll see if we can open a position for them.
So, my dear listener, you have come once again to my realm, and I have another story prepared for you. The crimes of our elders are ones that are difficult to face, but what if their crimes are coming back to bite them? I fancy telling you this story myself. And for one thing, it's quite a special one. Oh, you will come to see just how special it is. It's time for the Remnants to be unleashed. Enjoy.
I have traveled to many worlds, and to many universes through the entirety of time and space. But there was one limit, one sector of the universe upon which no one must dare venture into. This wild sector, this untamed galaxy, is prone to wild, unpredictable, and dangerous events, locked away behind a wall of time. But there are many tales that can be told from this mysterious underworld, and I like to call these stories the Remnants.
Gloaming can see the stranger through the broad glass door. The man has been standing outside, fiddling with the pockets on his trousers for a minute and a half, sending awkward grins in the direction of other, unsmiling residents. He's tried every button on the intercom, jamming the biggest ones twice, and wriggling his finger at them when he gets no response. It's too hot to be outside for long, the hottest day on Sancta that Gloaming has ever seen. There's a buzz in the air, and a red hue to the sky that makes his scales boil. Yet, the man outside is wearing layer upon layer of clothing. Another few minutes pass before a staffer buzzes him through, and the stranger strides onto the plush red carpet of the lobby, sticky orange leaves shedding from the soles of his shoes. "Hey, he announces loudly before pressing his lips into a tight, firm line. "I'm here on hospice business." A few of the other residents are staring, others hissing quietly to themselves. This doesn't seem to discourage the man as he strides up, chin up, through the sea of chairs and directly towards Gloaming. He has the bashful smile of an idiot, and Gloaming hates it. As he passes them, the creature's hissing dies down. It's a rare sight to see a visitor, especially one so oppressively cheerful. There isn't a tourism industry on Sancta. He's made sure of that. The man stops in front of his chair. "Hello," he beams. Gloaming holds out his claw and waits for the cold press of a monitor. Nothing happens. "An honor," the man smiles. "To meet you. An honor to meet you." He glances at Gloaming's hand and extends his own, grasping onto a large scaly finger and shaking it enthusiastically. "Father Pet Joseph, you've lived an extraordinary life." The visitor pauses for an answer. Gloaming waits for the silence to grow and become uncomfortable in the sickly heat of the room. "Yes," says Gloaming. "You have an enviable back catalogue. War hero, survivor, millions of victims to your name." Pet Joseph's expression turns saintly. "Uncountable sins. I can help with that." "You're a believer?" The man smiles and reaches into the lining of his jacket, pulling out a scruffy black wallet. A business card sits snugly in the middle. It looks official. A god delusionist. He must be from a far-off world. "I'm here to take your last rites, as it were, to put aside any regrets." Gloaming stretches his lips into a large, toothy smile. "I have none." The man's eyes twinkle. "We'll see. Care to join me?" He's curious and eager for a walk. It's brutally hot, he'd like to feel it. I accept. One of Gloaming's carers points the visitor to the handles of his chair, tells him to be careful and not to go too fast. The man nods. Gloaming says nothing as he is reeled from the room and out into the afternoon heat. Pet Joseph is a strong man. He can tell by the way his fists clench around the chair's handles and how briskly they move away from his home. He could kill him, if he wanted. The sky is a bright orange, light enough to see, but just dark enough that Gloaming's eyes don't need to strain. On Sancta, there is nobody to cross your path, to kick the yellow flowers or kill the birds. Wherever Pet Joseph is going, he will see no one. My confession, says Gloaming. Perhaps interrogation would suit. You're not a... The man stops, thinks. A criminal. You have committed unfortunate acts. I am no criminal here. Sancta is a home for monsters, killers, and the furthest from God. Yet, somehow you found peace, a resolution with each other. How do you remain here? How do you pay your carers? We have all killed Mr. Joseph. The priest pauses. Gloaming notices strain in his breath as he continues to push. The man sighs and takes a deep breath before changing the subject. This planet is beautiful. I've always wanted to see the sun set over the lakes. People tell stories out there. They say they're made of diamonds. I believe you know the way? Up the hill, says Gloaming. The man chuckles. Of course. There isn't a soul for miles. No one else lives here? No one, Gloaming replies. Except for my dear friends, of course. They're the same as you? You could say that. I don't think that your god would approve. Of the mass killings? No, for some reason. He hums. Funny. Your nurses, your doctors, Gloaming hisses. They're very kind to you. There's definitely resentment in that man's voice. It's very unholy, thinks Gloaming. Best to tell him that he forces them to, on the threat of bloody excruciating death. What's a more frightening lie? Electric chair, nail pulling? Repay. Ah, yes, of course. We're not monsters, he mutters. The man pauses just before the foot of the hill, where the smooth stone of the path merges into short grass. It's not steep by any means. In fact, the gently sloped surface is hardly an incline, more like a lean upwards. There are many things he loves about the hill. Its peak can be seen from his room. He enjoys that it is empty. He enjoys how the grass never seems to grow past the tips of his claws. He enjoys just how ripe and unspoiled it looks. Gloaming ponders this as the wheels on his chair roll the grass into a flat heap. Pardon me for saying, but you seem to have engineered the end of your life well in advance of it. I'm imminently aware of your lack of belief, but if not God, to whom do you pass your final confession? I don't feel like I have anything to confess. You don't feel guilty? Gloaming smiles, pushing his claws into the soft leather of the end of his chair. Maybe. Perhaps. Go on then, if it'll indulge you. Thank you. You'll keep my secrets, Father, says Gloaming, in a very good imitation of concern. Anything you say is between you and God. Liar, he thinks. Very professional, he says. Would you like to start at the beginning? I presume this is your first confession. I was a soldier. I slit throats. At the beginning, truthfully. Your upbringing. Your mother? Father? They were present. Yes, but how did they raise you as a child?
Child is a name for defenseless parasites. I think of myself more highly.
Pet Joseph sighs. His strides slow a little into what seem like begrudging shoves. It feels a lot like being winched. We all have our origins, where God made us to be, Pet Joseph says. The word God sounds foreign in his mouth.
A putrefied rock,
says Gloaming. You were raised there.
My mother, my father, split their skin into the dirt and the rain and the famine. We were a warrior race, Mr. Joseph, reduced to clawing grain from silt.
God made you be. Gloaming spits.
God played no part in my survival.
Very well, if you're sure, says the man. Do you know why I'm here?
To know where they are. I hid them very well, didn't I?
Call it a personal interest.
I am not a child, Mr. Joseph.
No, you insisted you weren't.
You want me to tell you exactly what you need, and the truth packaged into one little speech. Being a priest has its conveniences. It's a fitting disguise. I commend you on that.
He's not sure if the man behind him laughs or chokes. It's a rather undignified noise of a man very clearly failing his mission. This is me, I assure you. I'm only here to offer you truth. And confession for the soul, Pet Joseph adds dutifully.
How saintly.
Your time is limited here like Sancta's other residents. Why retire? Some part of you must have known what you were doing was wrong. I believe you found solace here. You want to repent, to separate yourself from your sins.
I find solace, Mr. Joseph, in slaughter and the white, hard limbs of a body. I will tell you a story. Take it from my repentance, if you will. I was born on a planet already dead. My people dug starvation rations from the ground every day. On the day a child could first walk, it helped its parents sift grain from the silt. Our bodies grew flesh as an afterthought to a skeleton, but we were a proud race, too stubborn to die. There had been once food, silence. We had traveled in time and adventured amongst the stars. Beyond our planet there had been banquets and festivals, meat and fat. We were a wealthy people. So we worked, in the hope that one day our children would be fed.
Gloaming pauses, breathes, traces the length of his arm where his bones should be.
Foolishly, I thought a species capable of time travel should never starve. How noble we were being, sacrificing our flesh so the search could go on. For pittance and measly grain enough to breathe. It seemed to me as if I had purpose. I mined and I labored for a mouthful each day, and the barest muscle over my bones. And when I had grown, and the dirt and the rocks still covered the grain, I was drafted.
Drafted? Says the man, surprised.
There will always be money for wars that cannot be fought. From those with flesh on their bones and thick, gleaming scales, my people were slaughtered. The fumes of artillery guns contaminated the soil, and soon my people were not skeletons at all. They were ash. I was small and faster than the rest, but I was starving.
He stops, looks half back at the man.
I had no choice.
The traveller doesn't say anything for a while. Gloaming wonders how off script he's getting. Your people drafted children to fight.
My people drafted grandmothers to fight.
How did you survive? And no No child should have to live through that. I'm sorry.
I learned to defend myself, says Gloaming.
To slaughter?
With determination, you learn to cause agony. My first kill was slow, cowardly. I was nothing but a corpse with breath. He choked, I wrung his neck, and when his body had cooled, I bled it and sliced it and cooked it. I chewed the flesh from him piece by piece. I had no desire to starve. Of course I didn't, so I learnt. I was fast at it. I was good at it. Imaginative. Battle sites are not designed to be abattoirs, Mr. Joseph. Unless you become efficient.
There is silence. A short eternity of sick, beautiful quiet. He's struggling to restrain the disgust.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Eating the flesh of others is perverse.
It is a perversion, Father. Eating the flesh. I was perverse. But how could I stop?
It's an affront to life, a sick mockery of everything, anything sacred. But you can be redeemed in the eyes of God if you repent for your crimes.
Is your own defense a crime, Father? Is the feeding of your people? How could I deprive my family of flesh?
You enjoyed it, says Pet Joseph.
How could I not enjoy the fact of my own survival? I fed my planet. I saved my species from extinction.
You destroyed them. Gloaming laughs.
They were shooting at me.
It was wrong.
I was lauded as a hero. I fought my planet's wars and I won them. Each one.
You didn't stop.
No. I suppose you want more.
The man stumbles back into character. I'm here to take confession. It's only right for me to hear all of it. Gloaming peers at where the man's arms meet his chair. He's muscular, strong enough for grunt work. Gloaming wonders if he brands himself as a vigilante. Supporting the weight of someone his size is impressive for a human. His younger self might have worried about self-preservation. What there is left of his own body is rudimentary. A frame that cannot move, dull scales, and a stunted tail. He has his own mind and 10 blunt claws, but they are wearing to stumps now. If the man wanted to hurt him, he could. There would be the matter of escaping the planet's security, an alibi, an escape pod, but Gloaming would already be dead. He looks over. The ore-burned trees beyond the hill are just starting to peek over the side of the slope. The sun is slowly falling towards the horizon, but the air is still boiling over itself. It reminds him of polished amber.
I suppose it is an excellent story to tell.
Good, says the man, and then half relieved, thank you.
I finished in the army.
Gloaming begins.
After my service, my species was born with flesh on their bones. Children never again had to claw through silt for measly rations. I suppose I had lived all I could. I discovered boredom, and I reveled in it. Do you know what a luxury it is to be bored?
Pet Joseph doesn't say anything. Gloaming doesn't wait for an answer.
I suppose I wanted to better myself. I was a hero. I could have asked for any tool at my planet's disposal, so I asked for a ship. I looked for every species that had allied themselves with my enemies, and I made them feel what I felt.
Pain?
Desperation. Their bodies were never used, never recycled. I should have never been so wasteful, but that was just it. I wanted them to go to waste. They deserved it.
You left them for their families, the man corrects them. You left them behind so people could mourn.
How kind of me.
Carry on.
I realized my mistake. The waste of it. I had forgotten myself. I was a hero for feeding my people, for making use of what I had, and I was squandering my gift. So, I learned. I chose better.
What do you mean you chose?
I found who I needed to kill, and I killed them.
You mean you found who you wanted to kill?
Possibly.
He chuckles.
Need, want, Mr. Joseph.
Not the same.
Sometimes I was clever. I left some behind. People wrote history books, advertisements. They came after me to slaughter me in return, and they brought thousands of bodies with them.
Ah, the massacre of Calabastre, the killings of Tiber-Ho, Hensenstein?
Amongst many, so many bodies.
But you slowed down, didn't you?
All those species I had slaughtered in the war, I had been careless, too emotive. There were a handful left, settled on the outer edge of the galaxy. A rumor of them spread through the galaxy, through the lowest dregs, and then to me. The people were peaceful, of course. They had never wanted to fight. A small family of them living in the mountains of a backwater planet, wasting their life, hidden away.
So you wanted to fight them anyway?
Naturally.
Gloaming remembers the moment so well. The perfect realization that his job wasn't done, that his people would glorify him. Somebody had given him the gift of a job half finished, and he would not waste the opportunity.
They hid right on the very edge of the universe. They were perfect cowards, and I wanted them so badly. I couldn't live without picturing it. I had to see them dead. I plotted my entrance. They had to be eating, all of them around the table, as many as I could. There had to be the eldest ones there too, the ones who'd known me from the war. It took me days, plans and maps and knives. I had to savor it. They would only die once. The night came so soon. I slipped past their security and crept up the path, right to the door. I listened whilst they ate, to the bone grind of their teeth and the way they tore up the meat, and when they were done, I slipped through the door. I stood there and let them scramble. They couldn't kill me. How would they kill me with no weapons? In the end, it only took me a minute. I left the oldest to last.
He pauses, breathes as the image tears through his head.
I never looked at her. Not really. In all my planning, I'd never truly looked. And I must have stared, because she was halfway to the floor when I noticed. There was a thing in front of me, with trembling lips and broken skin. She had lived so long that the very lines of her had sunk. I looked down into the cold grey of my knife and saw myself, the same lines, the same disgusting rot.
Gloaming looks at the scales along his arm, the putrid skin peeling beneath them.
I deserved to be beautiful. She deserved to be beautiful. But we were disgusting. So, I stopped. I left the house, and the old woman. I left the bodies too. I scold myself for the waste now, but that was just it. I couldn't look at her. Not ever again.
The man doesn't speak. He's disgusted, breathing through his teeth, thinking Gloaming wouldn't notice the disdain with which he climbs. After everything, you stopped killing, and you hid for an old woman. Why? When you loved it so much?
Look at me, Father,
Gloaming says, though the point is dead.
My scales are dull, my skin is brittle. I could no longer live, so I came where I could die in peace. Wouldn't you?
I would never have killed children, Gloaming. Tiny living things who could never wrong you.
Parasites.
You're wrong, he growls.
So you say.
They're about to reach the very top of the hill. He can tell by the haze of crystal light ahead.
I believe you wanted to see this, Father.
The chair rolls onto even land, and suddenly, Gloaming can see the whole world. The relief of the hill, sloping gently down towards the edge of a glinting diamond lake. Shoals of jewels ebbing and flowing against the shore. They're so bright in the light of the sun, almost blinding. A cluster of songbirds sit perched in the very center, calling up at the wide open sky. Their calls are harmonizing with the soft clinking, swooshing sound of the gemstone shore. The man sets him down beside the edge of the hill. It's close. Just another inch, and he could fall. At least he could frighten the birds on his way down. A quick exit. Gloaming's eyes squint in the hot sun. Is edging towards the horizon now, yet still the heat on his scales is pushing tropical.
It's spectacular. All of it.
Yeah, it is.
Sick of it already? I thought you wanted a good view.
I thought you'd feel something. Just a scrap of repentance.
I'm sorry for disappointing you.
The man hisses through his teeth. You just don't have a concept of it. Is that it? You don't believe in God because you think you are one?
I never said that.
You think you can just use people as meat, as tools. Gods do that.
Gods, plural?
Gloaming smiles. Yeah, so what if there are?
I don't like liars, Father. You play faith like a bad instrument.
Well, maybe faith isn't something you'd understand.
I understand delusion. Though I think you're too simple to be deluded.
Simple? The man's character breaks wide open. You'd understand simple, wouldn't you? Killing to save your own skin and then killing again because you feel like it. There's nothing complicated about being a psychopath.
Oh, that's better.
You're sick. You're a perverted, sick creature.
Go on. Why are you here?
It's what he wants to hear, isn't it? I'm here because you were stupid enough to let me. You leave people behind to hurt, and they wake up every morning wondering, because you never left a trace, not a hair to remember them by. And there's one part of me that just wants to snap your neck, but that's just it, right? That's too easy. There are people who want to see you before you croak, people who want to bury their families. What have you got to say about that? Gloaming pauses, controls the silence.
I must congratulate you on the priesthood.
Yeah, maybe I'm not an actor, but you know what I am good at? Getting people to crack. And that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna sit here, and you're gonna realize that I'm your only way back to that stupid little home of yours, and you're going to tell me. The man is stalking around him like he's won, hands moving everywhere at once like it would scare him. If you want to stay stum, fine. I got time, I got contacts, you won't live to see another year here and you know it. Expensive nurses can't save death.
Do you want to know something, Father?
What?
I'm not afraid to die.
You sure about that? Is that really what you want to say right now? One touch and I could destroy you.
I'll rephrase that. Maybe you could answer some of my questions.
Gloaming's eyes follow the sun as its very tip sinks below the horizon.
Do you really think somebody out there cares what we do? Is there somebody beyond life itself who really cares?
I don't believe in God.
Neither do I, but think. When a spider kills a fly, do you think he knows what hell is? Does it burn there for eternity?
That's nature. It's different.
We're all just part of a nature, Mr. Joseph. A cycle of beautiful life. Nothing is wasted. Everything is food, wealth, fuel if we make it so. What does it matter how many I kill?
Murder isn't beautiful.
Tell me then, do you know what beauty is?
Life. Life is the only beautiful thing about this world, and the only thing worth fighting for.
The lake,
says Gloaming.
I think it's beautiful.
Can monsters have a concept of beauty?
The fact of what I kill endows me with a concept of beauty. Without beauty, there is no horror, don't you think? That many diamonds, their value makes them powerful, and yet here they sit on a planet of monsters.
Yeah. They're beautiful, the man says, and not reluctantly. Gloaming can hear the glimmer in his eyes. But they're beautiful without ownership. You own this, all of you. A fraction of that lake is yours. That's how you afford everything. I'm right, aren't I?
We take from the lake when we need to. Everyone has their share.
Yeah, you're filthy rich, the man spits. Which makes it even worse. You think you can get away with it? You think you can tell me some sob story of a dirt poor childhood and I'll believe it? Gloaming smiles.
Oh, I never lied.
Yeah? Where'd you get them from then?
Diamonds form over billions of years. That's all this planet was then. Dirt. Like many others. Time made it shine. I just waited.
You waited? Don't lie to me. You could wait 1,000,000 years. Dirt doesn't turn to diamond. Not this close to the surface. Not without pressure.
Terraforming is a wonderful thing. My friends and I moved some things around.
Sancta barely existed until the home. Your home! No natural process speeds that up. Then it dawns on him. You're a time traveler. That's cheap.
That's the problem, Father. Dirt is so impure, the carbon hides in it. Why retire on 1 carat when 24 presents itself to you so naturally?
What do you mean?
Carbon, in all its forms, is a miracle, Father.
Pet Joseph kicks the ground beside his chair. It judders towards the edge. You're playing games with me. I don't accept that from monsters. I came here because a family needs to sleep at night. Gloaming sighs. He's slow. He's so slow. Slower than the others? He hasn't timed.
You don't understand me. I've led you to your truth.
The man behind him pauses. He looks over the diamond lakes. Gloaming can see him comprehending it. The logistics of it all. It's there, creeping into his head, oh so slowly. He can see the moment it hits. No, says the traveller to the lake.
How much carbon to form a diamond?
Thinks Gloaming.
No. How many bodies for a jewel?
You didn't. No.
Because life is a treasure. And who is he? Time agency, is it?
Says Gloaming, but the man has already made his decision. Pet Joseph leaps from the monster's side and rips his communicator from his belt. The device gives out a jumble of static. He thrusts it into the air, his hands trembling, and swears, but there isn't a soul here. The man fumbles with the buttons of the communicator. It's desperate and sweaty, and each press lets out a garble of white noise. He shouts, first at the thing and then at him, before skidding on his heel and taking off back down the slope. Gloaming waits for him to reach the bottom of the hill before sinking back into his chair. It's a perfect day. The sun is spreading deep oranges onto the surface of the lake, and he can just about begin to see the leaves of the borrow trees shedding their leaves. It would be nice to stay a while. Of course, when the man reports whatever crime he thinks has been committed, he will be told that no trace of such sancta exists. That the diamonds in his pocket will mean an awful lot as a donation to a grieving widow. That it's very valiant of him to try, that it should be commended.
It's charity, isn't it?
Thinks Gloaming. It's kind of him. Just kind.
World-class action on the ice now on BBC Two, introduced by Sue Bar.
So, my signal has made it to someone at last. Excellent. I thought I could catch you. I do like catching. Anyway, are you okay? Oh, where are my manners? My name is the Arkytekt. What about yours? Actually, no. It doesn't matter. No offense, but names, titles, all that jazz, putting it in the nicest way possible, it means nothing here. Anything else about me does not concern you, for your silly little human brain wouldn't be able to comprehend it anyway. As for why I'm here, well, we'll work that out as we go.
I have travelled to many worlds, and to many universes through the entirety of time and space. But there was one planet, one sector of the universe upon which no one must dare venture into. This wild sector, this untamed galaxy, is prone to wild, unpredictable, and dangerous events, locked away behind a wall of time. But there are many tales that can be told from this mysterious underworld, and I like to call these stories the Remnants.
I don't often interfere, but you seem to be in a bit of bother, no? Well, just as well. I know someone who can help, but it's all about trying to reach him, or her, whichever one they are at the moment. it's confusing, but at the same time, this isn't how I usually do things. This is very odd and unexpected to me. You have engineered a way into a world you presumably have no knowledge of, or have no method of even reaching realistically, and yet somehow, you're here, on my screen. How? Oh, no, don't worry about answering. I'm not interested in that yet. Now, you might be wondering what's happening, so let me guide you through things. This smartphone of yours, it's no ordinary smartphone. I've done my background research on you, and you're from the 90s, right? You don't even know what a smartphone is. So this must be a magical piece of tech to you. I'm looking at you through your phone. Don't you recognize the novelty of that? Such fun, how novel. But this is an automatic video for this sort of eventuality. You are the lucky viewer. You are being treated to a live call with me. At least a few people want the pleasure of that, and you beat their butts. For you are the last person in the world. This world, anyway. Or the first person. Well, take a look outside. Go on. Why don't you stare into the endless abyss that is the excuse of a sky? Can you see all those desolate surroundings? The emptiness of the rock that you call home? Go on. Try calling someone. You will have no signal, will you? But then again, you won't know how to use it. You're all alone then, where you are. But now, don't panic. You're not alone at all, because that's why I'm here. I am your guide to survival. All you have to do is give me a chance, no? All you have to do is stay alive. You know, put the survive in survival. Oh, and your phone battery. Keep that going. Now here's what I would do in this situation. Hey, calm down, wait a second. You've been gazing around like a maniac for a while. There's no need to panic. All I want you to do is... Are you okay? You blacked out. You can't go blacking out like that. That is an order. Do you want to survive? I said, do you want to survive? Because if so, you're going to have to try harder than that. Anyway, I've done a bit more investigation about the situation. Turns out, you've become one with one of my remnants. My stories. Well, I say that. One of my gateways to other times, worlds, even universes. I'm a storyteller first and foremost, and I'm not especially experienced with dragging people out of the messes they put themselves into. I usually try to entertain. But no, your very presence is corrupting this timeline's integrity. And therefore, I want you out. The sooner, the better. Because somehow you have no-clipped your derriere into here, and I'm very irritated about it. So what we're going to do is get you to a recon location, where I'm going to arrange for you to be picked up and taken back to your own time. It'll be the first available location for them to reach due to the interference in this zone. So before we get started, do you have anything to say for yourself? How do you feel? Scratch that, your answers won't tell me anything that I need to know. I'm also smarter than you, so I don't mean to brag, but I kinda am, so I need you to listen to me at all times. Wait a second. Those sounds. That noise. We're too late. You've got to run. Run and keep running. Don't think about what is behind you. Don't even look at it from the corner of your eye. You need to avoid it at all costs, or you will die. That's it. Keep going. Keep running. Go for that tunnel. 2 o'clock. Good. Well done. You made it. What that was back there was... well, let's just say it's a roommate. I haven't faced one of those myself since I was a boy. Sure, they have made their way into my tales, but when I saw them, it was always in a private environment. I guess akin to your Earth zoos. We had museums full of the scourges of the universe. You see, with my parents the way they were, as was customary with Eternals, so it was definitely a nature over nurture thing, they often liked to mock the lesser species. Humans like you were definitely at the top of the list, but things like a Dalek? Well, they were generally seen as lower. Not because they're genocidal or whatever, but because they are emotionally devoid and shout a lot. It just makes it less fun for everybody, especially my people. Not much fun to be gained when the pepper pot is eternally ticked off. Anyway, I have a lot to do. I still have to find your salvation after all. Oh, and feel free to open that door. You don't have to keep standing there like a dullard, but you're free to continue to do so if you oh, hang on a second, no! I must say, this is becoming a pain now. You back with us yet? Well, you're clearly waking up, so I guess that's one thing to be grateful for. Welcome to the outside world. Doesn't it look grand? You see this? Doesn't it look joyful? I'm glad you think so, because I think so too. And if you can't tell, yes, I'm indeed being sarcastic. But you know, how about you actually look upon it with your own eyes? Our Empire of Ash, our Bastion of Brimstone, our Kingdom of Desolation. It almost brings a tear to my eye. Well, you see this? This is the result of when two races, two monumentally stupid races I must add, decide to go at it knowing that they are going to lose. Humans are stupid, Daleks are stupid, one wanted to take over the other and they both destroyed each other as a result. Both ended up in a civil war over how to handle the defense and the destruction of Earth. And you know what we're left with? The great failed Dalek invasion of Earth, of which so many have happened to this point. But this one ended up in abject misery for everyone involved. Nobody survived. Nobody. Tortured unit, and all their weapons did their duty to a certain extent. They matched firepower with the Daleks. The Osterhagen key, of course, failed. A few of the warheads, of course, managed to go off, but the Daleks had managed to stop the rest. But that didn't stop the devastation and the fallout that was to come. It was an evenly matched battle, and this, that you can see around you, is the result, with no saviour in sight at any point in the war. Welcome to hell, my friend.
Exterminate.
As if right on cue. It's too stubborn to die and it metaphorically smells your blood. Get running. Now. If you want to continue to live, that is. I think it's gone. You evaded it. Are you okay? That Dalek is heavily damaged, but not dead. And you're a human, so that's a target on your back as it is. And I assure you, it will stop at nothing to kill you. So, keep away from it. And I must confess, it is admittedly my fault that it is chasing you. I had to send out a signal, which it no doubt detected. So I'm sorry. But at the same time, I'm not sorry at all, because it could lead to your salvation. Anyway, the recon zone is just through here. You can put the phone away now. It's time we met in the flesh. Welcome to the recon zone. And welcome to me. I'm sorry this place is not more glamorous, but it is what it is indeed. Now come along. We are on very limited time. I don't know when your saviour is coming, but we are in the right location. So just relax. Chill. Rest yourself and don't worry. Nothing will happen to you here. Though mind you,
We probably don't have that long until the Dalek finds us. But I'll handle it if it does. As for you, though, I must say, you do intrigue me, child. You burst into this timeline unannounced. That must feel terribly alien for you. I mean, look at you. There's nothing special about you. You're just a bog-standard human. And here you are, glancing at your own future. Or one of them. There's enough to send one mad, don't you think? Don't you concur? Okay, this is getting ridiculous. You went out yet again. 6 hours this time. I had to fill time trying to recite the dictionary. I got up to L and gave up, and I'm sure there's a joke there somewhere, but I don't care at this point. Although, I probably stressed you out. So for that, I apologize. But you're going to end up seriously injured if this keeps up. So, I've made the decision to, I guess, be more honest with you. You're probably wondering why I've been so nonchalant about you not saying anything. And I mean, hey, I've been monologuing enough for the both of us put together. But it's a bit difficult to carry on the charade now. I think both of us are in far too deep for that. You weren't carried through in the most efficient of manners, and unfortunately, I feel certain skills have been deactivated along the way, shall I say. And I am sorry for that. It wasn't my intention. But it feels like a natural consequence also, so don't worry. They will come back in time once you're out of here. And boy, I must confess, I know how you got here. I know why you're here. I know everything that happens in my remnants. I know everything. Much like this. I brought you in because I wanted to test a theory. I wanted to see how long it would take before, well, I could make your savior appear. And I have been fascinated with them for quite a long time, and they've been involved with a few of my remnants from time to time, so I put together this little timeline to attract them. I simply wish to see them, maybe even speak to them, with my own self. And that's where you come in, human. Whilst it saddens me to call you this, you are simply bait to me. That said, I do not wish it upon you to die, so please stay alive so they can save you.
See, locate, destroy.
That fool! I knew we hadn't seen the last of him. Quickly, move!
Stop me.
I said come on! Why are you just standing there? No, you're not doing this now! You will not mess up my plans! Not again! Unbelievable. Who would have thought that a broken Dalek would put up quite so much of a fight? I hope you enjoyed your nap. I dragged you into this cave while the big boy is out there tending to his wounds. Oh, you know how to pick your timings, don't you? Look, whilst I'm not sorry for all this, I recognize that I may have gone about things in the wrong way. The whole abducting you and everything. You were just watching TV and I just wanted to know. Of course, you know, they are no different from me, your savior. One of the first things they did
before heading on their travels was abducting people. A couple of school teachers, no less. So don't have this preconception that your savior is a good person anyway. Because that isn't how this is going to work, okay? Okay. I've been shot, but I'll be fine. I am much more than you probably see me as. I guess some could say I like to think I'm a god in human clothing. Lightning bolts shoot from my fingertips. Or at least they would, if I could utilize the elements in that way. But you can't win them all. But remember, keep one thing in mind. This is my world, and you need out of it. What I said about you corrupting it is true, but it's a risk I was willing to take. And these blackouts, I sense it's your mind trying to take yourself back to your original timeline. You are getting glimpses from elements in your time. You can't even stay here without damage to the cosmos. I can't quite magic you out either. That Dalek will detect us. And we need to be at our best. I wish I considered all the pros and cons before you got involved, seriously. However, it's nothing I cannot handle. I will crush that tin can if our lives depend on it, which they do, admittedly. We're running out of time. We need to get you back, but I don't have the power. The whole of reality is going to fall to shreds around us. This particular timeline will be erased, which is something I'm not entirely bothered about if it wasn't for the fact that we happen to be in it. And no, as I said before, I can't get us out of here. So, unless you have any bright ideas, oh wait, you can't even tell me, can you? Great help you are. Wait a moment. These blackouts of yours. I think I may have a vague idea of what you may have seen, but do write it down. In your notes. Just give me your phone. Here. Write it in here. It's efficient, trust me. Come on, we're running out of time. A number. Oh, well, hurry up and call it then. Come on.
Stop me.
Oh, shut up. Don't look at me like that. Its path is blocked off now. That's what matters. And there she is. And the TARDIS. Oh, what a marvelous sight. What a beautiful blue box.
Hey! You. Yeah, you. Over here. I'm the doctor. I can only hold this line open for so long. I know this has been a lot for you, but trust me. Please. Come with me and you'll be safe. I promise.
Now, you have to go before it's too late. And don't worry, it's bigger on the inside. Farewell. Well, I think that all went perfectly. Yes. That was certainly an experiment more than worth trying. I knew that a number of the doctors was still active. It's not like them to turn down a call for help. And thus, she was right there. And in a form I've never heard or seen of before. How fascinating. Okay, let's end this remnant. No more entrapments, no more games. When we at last do meet, Doctor. Oh, I cannot wait. But for now, I have some more tales to tell. and people to entertain. Let's see that more remnants will be unleashed. I hope you all enjoy. Hello, my dear listener. Once more we find ourselves in the trap of time, and it is a devious one in this game that we call life. We twist ourselves and turn ourselves and change our entire beings as we eventually make our ways through the many tumultuous years in the best ways we can. And maybe, one day, we'll find a simple thing called love. Love in the most unusual of places. So today, I have found a tale of just that. The purest kind of love found in the most unlikely of places between the most unlikely of creatures. So, dear listener, are you ready? For it's time for the remnants to be unleashed. Enjoy.
I have travelled to many worlds and to many universes through the entirety of time and space. But there was one planet, one sector of the universe upon which no one must dare venture into. This wild sector, this untamed galaxy, is prone to wild, unpredictable, and dangerous events, locked away behind a wall of time. But there are many tales that can be told from this mysterious underworld, and I like to call these stories the Remnants.
The first thing you need to know about me is my relationships usually end like this. Fine! Take the toaster! See if I care! There was the secret Tory. There was the one who left me for a job in Peru. There was the one who left me for an internet girlfriend from Peru. I've developed trust issues with Peru. There was one who was nice, to be honest, but just so boring. The one who... you get the picture. But then I met the perfect girl. Just perfect. There was just one hitch. She was made of stone. At least, she is when I can't see her. We met about a year after I moved to Dartmoor. I was taking my morning walk. It's strange out in the moor. Some days you step outside and you can see for miles and miles. You can see North Hessery Tor 10 miles away. You can turn back and see a cottage. And then the wind builds, and the sky turns grey and the rain falls. And you lean into the wind, and every step is heavier, and the rain is pelting on your body, getting into your eyes, your cheeks. By now the fog is closing in. You can't see your home. You can't see North Hessery. You can't see more than a few feet in front of you. And then there she is, an angel made of stone, towering over you. In the middle of the path, a path you've walked countless times before, and you've never seen her before. No one else lives nearby. There's no one to bring her here. Her arms are held at her sides as if in worship. Her wings are spread wide. On closer inspection, you can see her left arm has a crack running down the side. You trace the crack with your finger. Her mouth is open. Her eyes are blank but somehow pleading. And as you look into them, you hear a voice.
Help me.
And you do the only thing you can do. You turn and you run. She was outside, just at the edge of the garden. A 6-foot statue made of solid stone had followed me home. She moved again. Just a little. To the edge of the garden gate. I watched and waited. I waited some more. She stood there, so still and so silent. I blinked, and now her hands were stretched out, as if she was reaching towards me. And I began to understand. You can only move if I can't see you. Is that it? Let's test this theory, I guess. Alright. Trust exercise. I'm going to close my eyes for 3 seconds. When I stop, you're going to be standing in the threshold and no further. Is that clear? That'll have to do. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good. Thank you. I have questions. Why are you here? Come on. You followed her girl home. She's going to have questions. Answer them. Or I'm shutting the door. Alright. You can't move when I'm watching you. Maybe that means you can't talk either. I'm going to close my eyes again. When I do, you're going to speak. Let's try again. Why did you follow me home?
I didn't know what else to do.
Wait. That's the voice I heard earlier.
Voice?
You spoke to me. Scared me. Statues don't normally speak. That's why I ran.
I don't understand.
You said help me.
I didn't. I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. Not with you looking.
Don't lie to me. People always like... It was your voice. I heard your voice.
I believe you. But I didn't speak. I couldn't move.
Okay. Do you need help? I can't do anything for you if you don't tell me.
Yes.
Why do you need help? What happened to you?
I need...
Never mind. You don't want to say, I can respect that. You need help. There aren't any conditions for that. Do you need somewhere safe to stay?
I do.
Then come in. we should probably do introductions. I'm Jan. What's your name?
Name?
What do I call you? I'm gonna need something if you're gonna stay.
I don't... My kind don't do names.
You seem like an Anna. Does that work for you?
It does. Yes, it fits me.
Then it's yours. It's nice to meet you, Anna. Morning. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say hello.
No, I apologise. You startled me. That's all.
I live here. I'm gonna walk into the kitchen.
I know. I panicked. I'm sorry.
Never mind. It was awkward, closing my eyes to talk and opening them to move. But I needed breakfast. Toast.
I don't eat your food.
Well, what do you normally eat?
In words you would understand, I'm on a diet.
Then you need to eat something else. Have the toast. Jam?
Okay.
How is it?
Good, actually.
So, what can we do to stop that happening again?
Stop what?
You freaking out when I enter the room.
We don't have to do anything. I'll get it under control. I'm sorry.
You don't have to sort that sort of thing on your own. Maybe you should let me help. You can tell me why you did it?
It's silly.
I promise it isn't.
When someone walks into a room, they can see me. And if I'm observed, I turn to stone. I can't control it, I just do. Lose my natural form. Freeze into place. It's biology. It's a defense mechanism. At least, it's supposed to be. But I'm trapped. I know. It's foolish.
It's not. You're not. An unused tea towel sat on the dining table. Taking it, I covered my eyes and knotted it tightly around the back of my head. The world went black. How's this?
What are you...
I'll learn to wear it around the house. Then you don't have to worry about being trapped.
You don't have to...
I do! Now come on. I need to learn to find my way around this place without my eyesight. And I'm going to need your help doing it. Over the next few weeks, I got used to our new arrangement. I learned to find my way around by listening to sounds of the house. The clock ticking in the living room. The birds nesting on the roof. I traced the wall with one hand and carry a cane in the other. I'd gotten hold of a proper blindfold too. Much better than a tea towel. Still, there were times when I made a mess of the new system. The edge of the rug in the hallway was particularly problematic. But Anna always caught me.
I've got you.
We really need to move that rug. It would be scary how quickly she moved to catch me. If she hadn't held me so gently.
Tea?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask.
Ask away.
You are alone out here.
I am.
Why?
Because it's better.
Better than what?
Before.
And what was before?
I lived in London. I worked in an office. Tried and failed at relationships. Tried and failed at people. Wherever there are people, there's noise. Here there isn't. I got a data entry job that let me work from home. Here. In this cottage. And I took the time to appreciate the silence.
I'm sorry.
Why?
Because you're hurting. Is the tea okay?
It's good. Yeah. Anna, I'm not hurting.
You are. You don't have to pretend.
Thanks. For listening.
It's fine.
How's your tea?
It's growing on me.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Okay. Bye.
Who are you talking to?
It's not important. You okay?
I'm fine. It was just a nightmare.
It sounded like more than just a nightmare.
It's over now.
Come on. Let's go outside. I'll get my blindfold. We went out into the garden, laid back against the grass. I felt the softness of the soil pressing against my back, the grass tickling my palms. I heard the birds fluttering by. So, what is it?
Who were you talking to earlier?
Fair point.
Why did you want to come out here?
I've always loved going out into the garden when I can't sleep. I've needed to a bit more lately. The birds on the roof have been keeping me up all night. Gives me a chance to stargaze. To feel the earth beneath my body. Watch the sky stretch out in front of me.
I'm sorry.
Why?
You can't see them. Because of me.
That's okay. You can tell me. Say what you see.
Blackness. Dotted with little white specks peeking through the clouds. And those little white dots are calling to me. Because I've seen them up close. Watch them blaze and roar and spit hydrogen and helium. And I know that if I can run fast enough, I could see them again in moments.
So will you? Run to them?
No.
Why not?
Because I can't. Not anymore.
It was my mum.
What was?
On the phone. First time she's called in months.
It was a very short conversation.
Long talks with her tend to not go well. Oh, for God's sake. It's those sodding birds again. I'm taking a blindfold free hour tomorrow. I need to go up to the roof. See if I can do anything about them. I've been putting it off for far too long. What the? But when I went up to the roof the next day, there was nothing there. Moss was clung to the chimney. There were some loose tiles, but there was no nest. No birds. Which begged the question, what was making the sound on the roof? There was no nest. It must be... Oh, God! I'm so sorry! Idiot. I'd forgotten I wasn't wearing a blindfold, and she'd left her bedroom door open. She was stone as soon as I looked at her, but in the mirror, I thought I saw a glimpse of something private, something I wasn't supposed to see, something I wasn't even sure I had seen. But I needed to know. I'm sorry, Anna. I didn't mean to.
It's all right. I was careless.
I'm blindfolded now. Can I come in? Take my hand. They were soft and warm, but not like a human hand. They didn't feel like anything I'd ever touched. There's something I want to know. Something only you can show me. Will you?
Yes.
As I kissed her, and she kissed me back, I knew I was right. The creature I'd seen in the mirror was impossibly, indescribably beautiful. We didn't talk about the kiss. Not at first. I found myself questioning what it meant, but was too afraid of the answer to ask. But then it happened again. We were walking through the moor, and as I paused for breath, I felt her hands on my cheek. And for the first time, I heard her laugh. And it was as sweet as honey. Suddenly, she didn't need the guest room now, because there wasn't her room and my room. There was just our room. We were curled up on the sofa at night, listening to the fire crackle, and sipping at hot chocolate. And I was so happy. Happier than I'd felt in a very long time. And that's it. I'm done. Can you hear me? I said I'm done. Story's over. This is where... I can't tell you anymore. This is where it gets bad. I had one good thing. One good thing in my life, and it's... And you're just standing there. Why won't you say something? Fine. I'll finish. At least you listen. Mum and Dad never did. I'd fall asleep with her arms wrapped around me, and I'd feel safe and warm and loved. This night was no different. Until it started. What the... It had gone quiet since our first kiss. But it was back now.
What is it?
Can't you hear it? It's in the walls. I thought it was a bird nesting. How did I think...
Darling, come back.
No.
Come back to heaven.
He found me. I knew he would.
Who? Who found you?
Artron barrier. Ought to slow it down.
Slow who down? Anna, what's going on? We're past you not answering me. Talk to me!
He's... my ex.
What?
You asked me to tell you what's happening. I can show you.
I felt her lean in, press her forehead against mine, and then... I saw her hands held me tight.
We were together once. Our relationship was its own small heaven. Until it wasn't.
I saw fangs bared, talons slashing.
Like I said, my kind can't move if we're seen. He used that against me when he was angry. I had to escape. But he wasn't big on giving me a way out. My kind, we traditionally feed by sending people back in time, consuming the potential energy of the life we would have led.
When we met, you said you were on a diet.
I wasn't a fan myself of stealing people's lives. But it's an ability the victim can turn to their advantage. During one of his outbursts, I tricked him to send me back in time. Got the crack on my arm for my troubles. I was sent back here. Back to you.
Anna, I'm so sorry.
Don't be. I should be the one saying sorry. If I'd left sooner, you wouldn't be in any danger. But because I was so selfish...
Don't you dare!
I didn't want to live without you.
Anna.
We have to get you out of here.
No, we don't. I'm gonna help you. Anna.
He will feed on you. Send you back in time. Leave you stranded in an alien time. Away from everyone you know and love. And that's if he's feeling merciful. He could snap your neck before you could even have the chance to breathe.
I'm not leaving you.
Take your blindfold off.
What?
Turn away from me and take your blindfold off.
Don't shut me out, darling.
Stand by the window.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't myself.
Eyes on the far wall. That's where he's coming through.
We can be together again.
He was there. He looked just like Anna, but his face was contorted in a way hers never was. The lips were curled, the fangs were bared. His claws were raised, ready to strike. Okay, we run now, right?
He's faster than you ever could be. As soon as we run, you'll be dead.
Then what? I can't keep my eyes on him forever.
Nor can I, and he knows that. So there's only one thing we can try.
Which is?
When I give the word, you blink.
I do what?
Trust me.
You said he'd kill me.
Not if I get to him first. Please, Jan.
Okay. As soon as I blinked, I felt a rough, callous hand take my arm, claws digging into my wrist, pulling me one way, while something else pulled me the opposite direction.
She's mine, human. I won't let you steal her from me.
I was falling, and I didn't know when I'd stop. Nothingness thundered past me as the floor gave way beneath my feet. I reached out to find Anna, and she took my hand. What's happening?
I sent him back in time, just as he tried to do the same to you. Both of us using our power at the same time has created a time storm. I'll get you home. Just count to 3, and open your eyes on 3.
You can't run anymore.
Who said anything about running?
1.
And Jan?
2.
I love you.
3. I opened my eyes. I saw nothing and everything all at once. The day I was born, the day I left home, fixing the broken handle on the kitchen door, Grandad's funeral, fighting with Mum and Dad, meeting Anna, kissing Anna. Then everything faded to a white void, and slowly, piece by piece, the real world came back into place. And they were there, looking each other right in the eyes. They were never going to move again. She could never move again. Her voice, the last word I'd heard her speak, echoed through my mind.
Run, run, run.
I ran. And that was it. That's how I got here. Talking to you. No. Talking to myself. Because You're not here, Anna. This isn't you. I'm just seeing what I want to see because I don't know how. Because I can't be in this world without you.
You're wrong.
Anna?
Part of her. I'm sorry it took me so long to talk. Manifesting separately to my own body takes a lot of effort. I needed to hear your whole story to bring back my voice.
How can it be you?
I'm not completely.
What does that mean?
I'm not the Anna trapped with him in your cottage. Do you remember when we first met? What you heard when you looked into her eyes?
You asked me for help, but you didn't remember asking.
She didn't remember, because she didn't ask for help. She's too proud for that. I'm the part of her that did.
How are you here now?
The eyes are not the windows of the soul. They are doors. When you looked into Anna's eyes, you opened a door to your mind. And when Anna was frozen in place, that part of her that asked for help, hello again, was separated from that part of her that wanted to protect you. I was flung through that door into you.
So, you're not my Anna.
I am, but not all of her. Since I met him, I've always been pulled between the part of me that wanted to be rescued and the part of me that thought I wasn't worth helping, that I deserved it.
Anna, that's...
Wrong. I know. I never deserved it. You're talking to the part of me that knows that.
And what about the rest of you?
I want to be a whole person again. We need to help her.
And you're sure this will work?
Yes. I'll be free, and he'll stay trapped.
Right. Good.
You're making a face. What are you thinking?
This is the mirror I saw you in. Right before our first kiss.
I know.
Your species, they turn into stone when seen. How was I able to see you?
I don't know. I suppose the quantum lock is an inbuilt defense mechanism. It protects us from any threat. Anything close enough to hurt us will only see a stone statue. And you can't harm stone. But I already felt safe around you. So, for that moment, I didn't need it.
Oh.
I know. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Like we planned then. Place the mirror between me and him.
On it.
Now I'll be free, because he won't be looking at me, and he'll be trapped looking at his own reflection.
People like that are best left to their own company. There's no one they deserve more.
Close your eyes. I'll be able to move and leave your mind.
Anna?
Jan?
Oh my god. Don't you ever do that to me ever again.
Sorry about my ex frozen in the living room.
Yeah. We're gonna have to move.
About that.
What are you thinking?
My powers. They can take us anywhere. We could see the universe.
Oh.
But we couldn't come back here. I couldn't take you home.
All that's left for me here are memories of bad relationships and parents who never believed in me. I'd like to start again.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Then take my hand.
Right. Goodbye, Earth. And hello! Hello, everything.